Thank you very much. It's always a mistake to speak after such a giant, such as Professor Rייכמן, but I will do my best, although I'm excited. I'm truly honored, Justice Barier, to host you with us today, and I really thank you from the deep of my heart that you have traveled so far in order to be with us today and with us in your entire visit. Your presence here today signifies the strong bond between our nations, united in pursuit of justice, democracy, and the upholding rule of law. Your contributions to the legal field, as we will discuss later today, both in the United States and around the world, are exceptional and significant. And your jurisprudence addresses the complexities of our modern world, recognizing that the law is ever evolving and charged with protecting the rights and liberties of each individual, as well as fostering a sense of collective responsibility and social unity. Justice Breyer's work at the Supreme Court, particularly in an advocacy for comparative approach to constitutional interpretation, exemplifies the importance of a dialogue, of a cross-cultural dialogue. We in the Tכלית Institute, as part of our work in Israel, both in the president-resident and as a policy that tries to promote policy that would transcend borders within Israel, try to draw an international perspective for our domestic issues. And therefore, we feel that your presence here with us today supports that spirit. Distinguished guests, when you're hosting a Supreme Court judge of that caliber in Israel, you're starting to think of what would be the message that you would like to convey to the world. What would be the message that you would try to convey to the people that are visiting us? In Israel, we're experiencing an interesting period, a period of challenge. Interesting is a small word, you say. A challenging period in which our values as we know them, as we knew them, are being challenged. Our institutions are being challenged. Some of the ideas that we thought that are the fundamental ideas of Israeli democracy are being challenged. But I'm not here to advocate for that concept. I'm here to advocate for a different one. The international one that I think should be released as a result of that visit and others. Throughout the past 8 months, we saw a strong state of Israel. We saw strong institutions. We saw independent institutions, legal, military, defense, police, and others. We saw vital civil society in Israel. We saw strong civil society in Israel. We saw academic scholars leading protests. Some of them are sitting here around those tables. We saw the Israeli Bar Association taking a stand. We saw a vigorous debate in Israel. Some might say that it impedes on other values. I say that it gives me hope. It gives me hope, an indication about the strength of the state of Israel and our democratic values. It's a young democracy, 75 years old, and all of us, or many of us, are shouting in the streets, demokratia, democracy. It's a young nation that came to here after 2,000 years in the diaspora, that is thriving to survive, working hard, and that gives me hope. That makes me optimistic. When I speak to international groups, when I speak to international leaders, all of us should present a picture of a strong state of Israel, of a vibrant democracy with vigorous debate on our values. That's what makes us stronger, not weaker. And on that particular note, I would like to go to the formalities. And first of all, thank my good friends from, our good friends from the Rubinstein Center for Constitutional Challenges, especially Professor Oznai, Professor Liav Orgad, and Dr. Dori Klaksbald, who were good friends to us and are doing, in cooperation with us, so many other issues and so many other projects. I would like to thank the distinguished guests that have came here today to witness an interesting point of view about Israel and about the international relationship. I would like to take my team in Tכלית Institute that carries every mission in the best possible way. It's a small and relatively young research center that found itself in an interesting position on one of Israel's unprecedented crises. And we are humbled by this position and looking forward to continue our effort. Thank you all.
Yaniv, you reminded me the Chinese saying, the old Chinese curse that you may live in interesting times. So I wish we would have lived in a more relaxed time.